right, well, let's go ahead and get started. So if you want to unmute yourselves and we'll introduce each other. We're happy to have you on. I'm Pam Brandon and this is Giuffre and Julie Boggess. Hi there.
Hey.
Jackie Schwartz, welcome.
Thank you.
And Jackie, where are you from?
I'm from Denver.
Wonderful. Great to have you on. I introduced myself. I'm Pam, and I'm in the Fort Worth office, our headquarters office. I'm the founder. Van.
Hey, I'm Giuffre. I am also in the Fort Worth office, and I'm the Senior Vice President of Operations, and enjoyed being at the US Aging Conference last week.
Julie.
Hi, I was not at the US Aging Conference, so I'm just tuning in to listen and see what I can learn. I am the Vice President of Workforce Development Initiatives with AGE-u-cate, and I work out of my home office in Illinois.
So I think we left off with Jackie and Carol. Welcome.
Hi, I'm Carol Kolner. I am the Deputy Director of the Johnson County, Kansas Area Agency on Aging, and we are just getting ready to start our Dementia Live. So we're pretty excited.
We're excited that you're getting
Pam,
started. That's wonderful.
This was the bunch we met right at the end of the conference that came by.
Yeah.
And saw them later at the piano bar.
At the piano bar,
Yes.
yes. Oh my gosh, what great timing. So have you already gotten your gear pack and everything?
We have not opened them yet. We are going to do that on Monday.
Yay.
Yay. Well, that's great. That's all I see on my screen. Am I missing anybody, Van?
No, we had somebody else pop in, but it looks like maybe
They popped off. I thought I saw somebody come in. Well, we wanted to just have a recap. It's a small group. We had a lot more signed up, so there may be some others that pop in and just talk about, what our overview of the conference was. Certainly Van and I were in our booth, and so we were not able to go to many of the sessions, although we did talk to many of the other vendors there, and certainly talked to a lot of people coming through and got an idea from everyone of, just the depth of the conference, which was amazing, as it always is. It's one of my favorite conferences of the whole year, just because I feel like people are so passionate and wanting to share and looking for solutions. And so we had some just really great conversations with lots and lots of people. My takeaway from much of, the overview of talking to people and whatnot is certainly, as I said, partnerships and collaborations people look for at this conference. There's no doubt that there's so much in this space that we are all trying to do together and do better, that those conversations led to some very engaging, potential for us, certainly, but for others as well. I think just meeting other offices, meeting other people who are in this space and challenged with so many of the issues that we have today. We learn as much from each other as we can share with each other. I always say that I learn more from others. So I'd like to just open it up to you all to share what you learned, what your big takeaways from the conference were. Jackie, do you want to share?
So I was not at the conference, unfortunately. So that's kind of why I hopped on to kind of learn about what the conference is.
Okay.
I do life enrichment for CCRC, and I'm newer to this world of aging services. So just trying to soak up. But I am super interested in this Dementia Live. I've been trying to bring a interactive dementia training to my community. So.
Good. Well, absolutely. We'd love to talk to you. Have you talked to us prior about Dementia Live? Oh, you have.
I haven't. We had AGE-u-cate come in and introduce reading to connect to our community, and it's been a wild success.
Yes. Yay. That is wonderful. What CCRC are you with?
We're Claremont Park.
Okay.
Part
Julie
of
was
Christian Living Communities.
Julie, was that one that you worked with? You're on mute, Julie.
Yeah, sorry. No, I think that it was Andrew.
It was Andrew.
Yeah, and that was through the CMP grant program there in Colorado. So great. Glad to hear it.
Yeah. And of course, we're more than happy to walk you through a demo and go through more details, Jackie, on Dementia Live.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, Carol, what was your takeaway besides the great piano bar?
Yes, Keys on Main was great. It was well
great.
worth it.
Yeah.
That was my first conference. It was my director's second. And it was a little overwhelming at times, but I learned so much and yes, how to partner with other teams. I made a lot of contacts while we were there, and just to hear that the same problems we have are across the country. It's not just the state of Kansas that can't find providers or have issues with funding. It is every, food costs going up. It was really nice to hear that we're all in the same boat. And so hopefully, we can all come up with some solutions to help solve some of our problems.
Well said. I think innovation and knowing you're not the only one out there really helps to go to conferences where everybody's saying, yes, we're challenged with this or that. I think one of the overriding, besides, what we all know, there's the direct care workforce, which is a huge issue affecting all of us. It's just, it's kind of the umbrella, right, that we've had that we're hoping to find better solutions for, but certainly social engagement and isolation. Van was just telling me that she had a conversation with another area agency on aging that had called yesterday and talked to her about solutions, not just for the older adults they're caring for, but solutions for the caregivers, that they have the 4-hour respite. What else is there out there? And, I think that's an overriding, how are we going to, as we move forward, care for so many older adults with little resources from the public sector, and how can we build those private-public partnerships to be able to get into more innovation for them, that and more engagement with the community. And I mentioned to Van when she was talking to me about this, I said, I'm involved with Dementia Friendly Fort Worth, and we do a daily virtual programming for people living with dementia. And it's just been so successful, and we've reached so many people through this. And the United Way actually funds that program. So, it's one other idea. We continue to grow, and it's 1 hour of a day that people get to engage with each other through Zoom and have conversations. And we tried it out during COVID, and it's going to continue. So I think that's one example of just being creative. What do we do? And let's try this. So I hear a lot of those conversations at this conference of, what can we do? We have a limited budget, but we have to make the most of the dollars that we have.
Carol, was there a speaker or a session you went to that really stood out to you? Or
There were a couple. One of them was, they talked about Capable, which I had never heard of that program before, where you use a nurse, somebody that can do home repairs. And there was one other piece of it. And so they go out to help the seniors stay in their homes. If it's like something minor that they can do, repair their stairs. And it's called Capable, CAPABLE. That's the name of the program. And that was very interesting. And I can't think of who the third person was. It was a nurse. Oh, a physical therapist. And so they help with falls. They help with, what they might need for like home health, like medication management. And then they help with what small needs they might need to stay in their homes. And then the other one we did was that I really enjoyed was I didn't get any of the dementia ones because my director was going to those. So the other one we did was we were all discussing how to get the underserved population. And we thought we were bad, with where we're located and how to get to the rural areas or the minorities. And there were so many people there that were saying, oh, if you take food, that was the underlying theme. Anytime you meet with other communities, you take food that either represents their culture or just something for them to snack on, and they'll show up. And so they were saying that's how you reach the underserved populations, which was, I had never thought about that. Like you take a tea that maybe their culture drinks that specific kind of tea. So that one was very interesting because we don't have mountains in Kansas, but we have rural farms. And so it's the same concept as to how to get to them, but different regions, but everybody kind of had some insight as to how to reach underserved populations.
Really interesting. And, I think that, yeah, that's a challenge for urban as well as rural.
Mhm.
There's underserved populations in all those areas. So I think the same could be applied to going to the underserved communities, certainly right here in Dallas, Fort Worth, there's plenty of them. How do you reach them and how do you start those conversations? And so that's a great idea.
And a lot of them said if you get the community leaders of whatever culture you're trying to get to and you get them to trust you, then they'll put the word out that you're not there to do something wrong, you're there to help them.
Mhm, mhm. And understanding their culture before going in and how to have those right conversations from the start so you don't build barriers, but open doors instead. Really good. One of the, I don't know if anybody got to the program, you said that your boss had done this, the big umbrella, 8 powerful principles for stress less dementia discussions. That was actually offered by a very good colleague and friend of ours, Dr. Janine Forrest, who they had a booth as well. The Dementia Society, what is it called? Yeah, dementiasociety.org. And that's simply what it is, dementiasociety.org. They have a tremendous amount of free information that I had no idea they were putting out. That's an organization that is all volunteer led. And they do now a Dementia Smart page where they're putting innovative ideas on their website of things that they have find in the community. And they also have a small grant program for certain projects. And I went on, I was not able to see what the 2023 deadline was, but in their $1,000 grants, nonetheless, it's called Ginny Gives, but they have this pamphlet called The Big Umbrella. And I don't know if you can call them and order these, but it's very simple, well-designed, well-written. What is dementia? The types of dementia, communication tips. I thought it was amazing. And so that's something that could be a resource. And I didn't dig into their site anymore, but they have lots more. So I think that certainly what we see with our providers who are using Dementia Live is one way to go out in the community and start conversations, because that's what Dementia Live is all about, is putting people through the experience and then having the opportunity to have a one-on-one or small group conversation with people about what their struggles are and what their challenges are, besides how they felt going through the experience itself. The other part that we really value and think is so very important as a component of Dementia Live is that each participant leaves with a tool, at least one tool, so that they are feeling less overwhelmed, more empowered and want to, learn more for the people they're caring for, especially for family caregivers that maybe have absolutely no idea what they're doing and facing some real struggles. So it is very powerful outreach tool for agencies and providers, senior living, home care, hospice. It's that gateway conversation is what we've been told by one provider. So Carol, how does your team intend to use Dementia Live?
We recently became a dementia-friendly organization. And so we are hoping, number one, once we become trainers on the Dementia Live, once we've gone through all of that, to take it to our Board of County Commissioners, have them sit through and see what it feels like to have dementia, so that they have an understanding when we come to them to ask for funds to make the entire county dementia friendly. And then we want to train we have 41 departments in Johnson County. Most of them touch aging clients. So we want to train all of them, at least part of each department, to know what it feels like to have it, so they have it. Because I don't have any idea. We have a coworker here who her spouse has early onset. And it has been eye-opening for us how fast he has declined and how much it takes out of her time to try to take care of him.
Right. Definitely is the lead cause of, or the lead concern, certainly for our healthcare dollars, right? I think I read that it is 17 times the expense of our Medicaid dollars go to people living with dementia. 17 times that of other recipients, and 3 times that for Medicare recipients. So the initiatives for dementia-friendly communities reach far and wide, and the commissioners here in Fort Worth have all gone through the program, are all giving to Dementia-friendly Fort Worth, and city employees go through the training as well. So it does open up conversations and awareness that's very needed. So anything else, Dan? Any ideas of conversations you had at the conference?
The conversations I was having was a lot of what Carol said about people would stop and just say, we're just constantly looking for resources and collaboration and what else can we bring to our organization, and the rural part that Carol talked about of how do we reach some of those communities that we're asked to serve, but we're having a hard time getting out to. I will say the other thing, because we were over in the trade show side, that I was sort of amazed by was the number of organizations that were out there that just had free information that AAAs could order, and so I had to go talk to the Federal Trade Commission, because I was like, why are you here? How do you connect with aging? And I just hadn't thought about it, but they have a whole program on scams and how to not be taken advantage of with money scams or romance scams or any of those sorts of things. And they were there. They have like 13 different programs you can order information on, and they'll just send it to you, and you can provide it to the people that you serve. So anyway, I had fun having those conversations with some of those more government entities, and just realizing that they have all kinds of information. We were next door to the Christopher and Dana Reeves Foundation, who have all kinds of information on people who are living with or impacted by paralysis. And they were just there to share and let you know all the different resources they had that you could order for free, and they would send, and you could then provide those to people that need that information. So I was rather intrigued by all of the information that was out there that could be just requested, that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah, and shared. Even Jackie, I don't know if you do outreach programming, but that thinking about scams, I mean, that's just such a huge issue right now among seniors, that in itself could be a great program to bring in people who now are worried about that. So yeah, I did see a lot of that too. The organizations that have a lot to share and want to get it out, and you're the conduit to do that. So really good information. Julie, do you have anything you want to share? I don't want to put you on the spot, but anything that comes to mind?
Hello. No, I don't think so. I wasn't at the conference, but I did sit on the other webinar from the home care, the other conference that Laura Ellen went to, and this idea of collaboration and leveraging relationships and resources and developing pipelines definitely is a theme. So it's just been interesting to hear what everybody's experience has been like. So thank you for letting me sit in and learn.
Yeah. Julie works with many universities, and we've seen definitely a lot of interest from universities who are not just, wanting to train their students to prepare them to work in the aging space, but also those that want to get more, that are more involved in community initiatives, that are being collaborative partners in the aging space, not just dementia, but all around, which is great to see some of the innovative ideas and work they're doing. And Julie gets to talk to them every day. So, well, with that, Jackie or Carol, do you have any questions or other comments?
I don't yet, but I bet I do after Monday.
After Monday.
We will be talking to you.
Yeah.
Someone will be.
We've blocked out the whole day to work on this, so.
Oh, wonderful. That's
Yeah.
so exciting. Yeah.
Yes.
We always like to hear how you're doing with it, and like to see pictures and videos and get your feedback. So please do stay in touch. And
Sure.
we have a new coach boot camp that you'll be able to go to and
Okay,
ask questions among other new coaches and ask the team here. So we try to support you in any way we can. And
Perfect.
Jackie, certainly love to continue talking to you. Glad you're liking the Reading to Connect program. We think it's amazing as well. And so would love to hear your feedback. And I'm
Yeah,
sure, yeah.
absolutely. My boss actually just walked by as I was on this call, and I'm like, oh, it's the AGE-u-cate people. But yeah, I mean, it's going really great, and I'd love to have a future check-in. And we're just looking into fitting Dementia Live into our budget right now.
Super.
That's just going to be our main obstacle.
Would you like me to have Jessica reach out to you and just get a little bit of pricing and initial conversation on that, or how far?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Jessica Smith will give you a ring.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Great. Well, sometimes it's nice to have small groups and get to share. And so I appreciate both of you being on with the three of us. And we will send out a recording to the others. So yeah, this was great conversation. So glad you joined us. And if there's anything we can do to help you along your journey with now both of you having our programs, you know that we are here for you and appreciate your partnership with us.